I got the confidence to speak about things that I didn't know 100% because I was willing to do a little research and then bring my knowledge to that.
How do we deal with overwhelm, right? Because that was one of the things that when we first started, you know, when we're trying to like come up with the concept of the show, we're like, okay, well, first off, everybody's telling us to go publish, right? Like every single one, our masterminds or mentors or coaches, they were like, you guys gotta be putting out there. Our clients were like, what is your stuff, right? And we're like, oh, what are we actually gonna be doing, right? And we chose the show environment because it came a little bit more natural to us, right? Like English is not our first language. We didn't have the resources back then to hire somebody to do it for us. So we're like, we're not gonna write, it takes too long. Like I just rather be in front of a camera and go and live, because we removed the friction of the editing, right? And that was kind of our way to put it out there. And then for topics, we're like, well, we're overwhelmed with topics. So why don't we actually go interview the experts in this thing and we build that relationship? And that has evolved into an incredible machine that we can talk later. But that's how we dealt with that overwhelm. Like we're actually going to have these conversations with the people that create these incredible pieces of content, incredible strategies, and so on, right? How do you recommend people dealing with overwhelm when they're in your environment, right? Like we have so many people, so much stuff to talk about. How do we line it up? How do you do it?
For me, the freedom to get beyond the overwhelm was to follow the data. And that was in the keyword research. I released all of my mental capacity and looked at what the numbers said. And I started with the keywords that I would have most success with. And that's what I wrote about. And then from there, I went up to the next level of harder to reach keywords that I could then, you know, think I might have some success with. So it was just following the data the whole time. And it let me have a sense of freedom that I don't have to make the decision. I just have to look at the numbers.
When you say follow the numbers, are these numbers that you find in a tool, or when you start publishing, you start seeing what's happening with that content?
So it is the tool SEMrush is what I like to use the most, you know, and I like it because even if you don't have any keyword experience, you can get a free trial of SEMrush and, you know, at least explore it and get some ideas before you have to pay, because it is a little pricey every month. But if you're really, you know, serious about creating content, it's definitely worth having a subscription to that for at least a few months while you do all your keyword research for 1 year. And by like following the data in terms of SEMrush, I would look at something that had maybe 1,000 searches a month and a keyword difficulty below 50 or below 40. And, you know, I knew that I was RVing for 6 years. I had knowledge about a lot of things. And even if I didn't know exactly what the best camping in Lake Tahoe was, I could do a little research and speak to it pretty organically.
Yeah.
So, you know, I got the confidence to speak about things that I didn't know 100% because I was willing to do a little research and then bring my knowledge to that.